This episode of Unbox Therapy is brought to you by the Nissan Innovation Garage. What's up guys, Lou here, and I wanted to put together a quick recap video about today's events. For those of you that didn't follow me on the live stream and get the information as it was happening, there obviously were a number of announcements today from Apple. Not just the iPhone 5, they also changed up the iPod lineup, including the iPod Touch and the iPod Nano. So I'm going to talk about everything that happened today and get you caught up on all the Apple news that you need to know about. We're going to get started with the iPhone 5. And a quick disclaimer before we get into the specs and changes, I am personally pretty underwhelmed with this particular announcement and how things shaped up. I just want to get my opinion in there just a little bit, but let's talk about the specs anyways because there have been some improvements made. So first things first, this is a thinner device. It's incredibly thin now. Not that the iPhone 4S wasn't, but it's even thinner now. You've got a taller device, exactly like everyone expected, but the width has remained very similar, so you can still use it comfortably with one hand. You've got the same pixel density that you're used to on the Retina display, but this time stretched out to 4 inches widescreen. They've also made a change in the dock connector. Once again, as expected, it's smaller now, and they're calling it Lightning to go with the Thunder from Thunderbolt. How clever. They've changed the headphones. This is maybe one of the more interesting things that occurred. The headphones now have this really strange design that I haven't personally seen before, and I believe these are actually available for sale today, so I definitely want to check those out and see if they're an improvement over the previous earbuds, although I'm pretty sure they will be because the previous earbuds were not all that stellar. You've also got ultra-fast wireless now. Of course, this might be the most practical development in terms of iPhone improvements. You've now got LTE included in the iPhone, but it is going to depend on where you are in the world, whether or not you're going to be able to take advantage of that. In the US, if you're on Sprint, Verizon, or AT&T, you'll be able to take advantage of LTE. And in Canada, on Rogers, Bell, or Telus, you'll be able to take advantage of it. Elsewhere in the world, it gets a little bit more sketchy, where 4G LTE is not quite as available as it is here in North America. You've got an improvement in the processor as well. Now you have an A6 chip, so it did get faster. But mainly, my main issue here is that this is everything we expected to happen. Apple is becoming predictable. Like, we're basically getting out of these announcements exactly what we expect to see. And I mean, that's not a problem. I mean, it is still a nice phone, and I'm sure it's going to be high quality. Anybody who tells you that Apple isn't pumping out high quality products just simply doesn't know what they're talking about. But it isn't as surprising or as exciting as previous keynotes because nothing has really changed all that much. The design from the iPhone 4 and 4S is still pretty much easy to see, easy to pick out in this new design. Very, very slight change to the back panel now being liquid metal, and it's a little bit taller, but they haven't really overhauled or gone back to the drawing board from an imagination or an innovation standpoint. And I know that's what we've all come to expect from Apple. So I am personally disappointed. I'm happy to say that because I don't have a problem being honest about this. If you're a huge Apple fan, don't take it out on the dislike button. That's just my opinion, and I think a number of people will agree with me. Now let's talk about maybe some of the more surprising stuff that came out today. The iPod Nano, which looks a lot like a previous generation Nano, and this one is going to improve in many ways. It's going to add Bluetooth. You're going to get physical volume up, down, play, pause buttons now. It's just going to be an overall better music player at a competitive price at $149 and available in a number of different colors. You can play video, and you get lots of battery life. You're going to get a set of those new innovative headphones to go with it. There's also a new iPod Touch as well. And this is one of the most interesting developments, I think, because you finally have a legitimate camera on the iPod Touch. The other ones have just been so terrible. This is going to be very similar to the camera that you're getting on the iPhone. This one's only going to be 5 megapixels, but it should perform similarly. You're also going to get that new 4-inch screen with the same Retina resolution that you're getting on the latest generation iPhone. So big improvements all around for the iPod Touch. You can also get it in colors now too. As you can see there's yellow, there's pink, there's blue, there's what looks like a charcoal, and I assume also a white. So many different decisions to make if you're in the market for an iPod Touch. I think the iPod Touch is a pretty good value when you consider what you get at that price point, but they have elected to put the A5 chip inside of there instead of the new A6 chip, so they're cheaping out a little bit, at least in terms of interior specs. So anyway, guys, that gives you a sort of quick recap on what occurred today. I wanted to keep this as brief as possible, without boring you guys. At least you probably now feel like you are caught up to date on all the Apple news, at least the most relevant stuff. Let me know down in the comment section if you're going to be picking up the new iPhone 5, and if not, let me know why not. And as I said before, if you're a big Apple fan, Don't take out your hatred on the dislike button. I do appreciate all likes and favorites. It does help me out a bunch. And I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion, because if I didn't, what would be the purpose of these kinds of videos? Anyway, guys, thanks as always for watching, and I'm going to let you roll out on a message from the sponsor of this show. Thanks. Some of the world's greatest ideas started out inside of your average everyday garage. Things like your favorite musical recording, computers, and even the electric car share the same birthplace. As a result, and to celebrate these roots, Nissan is launching a brand new website where you can submit your innovative ideas, and in exchange, they'll be picking some winners in order to give away some really awesome prizes. There's going to be two $50,000 grants in order to make those innovative ideas come true, and there's even going to be a brand new 2013 Nissan Altima being given away. So very exciting stuff. You need to head over there and submit your innovative idea as soon as possible. The website is nissaninnovationgarage.com. There'll be a link down in the description so you can go check that out. And in terms of my own ideas, I've actually been thinking about this for a little while. My idea is to have a modular dashboard inside of a car that allows for you to insert your own phone or your own tablet to take control of that car's audio and multimedia system. It's something I've wanted for a long, long time. That way, as technology changes, because it generally has a shorter lifespan than cars, you can just sub in the brand new piece of kit, assuming the adapters match, etc. It's obviously an ambitious idea, but something I've been thinking about for a while. Head over to nissaninnovationgarage.com, like I said before. Submit your idea before October the 12th. That's going to get you entered in, and hopefully you can win one of these wicked prizes. All right, guys, thanks.